Let's go surfing now, everybody's learning how. Come on a safari with me.
Greetings everybody, welcome to sunny Yorkshire. Welcome to cloudy Yorkshire in the UK. Yes, I'm going to try and keep this short because I know how everybody gets bored with a long video. But I suppose if you come here for the GS, you're actually wanting to see what are my feelings on it, or at least try and pick your own thoughts on feelings of the bike with my little review. This is a living with the GS review because I've already had the bike now a few months and I've put a good few thousand miles on it now, including a couple of tours. I wish they'd get on the right side of the fucking road. Excuse my French. Yes, so living with the GS. I think the fact that I'm still riding bike and doing another living with video shows that I've got to be happy with it in most ways, if not always, and the latter does apply. I've done quite a few long jaunts on it now. I've done a tour of Scotland, which a lot of you probably don't know, but it consisted of nearly 1,500 miles over 2.5 days. So fairly epic days that included on and off-road use. And I know what a lot of you are going to think, that you don't get one of these primarily, or most people don't buy one of these bikes to use them off-road. Alright, you've seen the long way round and the long way down, and they obviously go off-road and are more than capable off-road, but most people don't buy them for that. And that isn't what I got it for. I didn't get it for an off-road bike. I had a CRF 250, so I didn't need to get an off-road bike. But they are capable. And that's the point, is you can, if you're off on a tour or out on a beaten track and you see a little dirt road scooting off somewhere, you can go down it. You genuinely can. I'll put some footage here somewhere, just brief footage, just showing you what we got up to in Scotland when we did go off-road. And we had a ball. We had a ball, and it lifts the trip because you're not stuck to highways, and you can just, like I say, get off the beaten track. And you don't need a great deal of experience to go off-roading. I mean, if you're going to be hill climbing and mud clogging, then you definitely do, but clearly you use it for what you want to use it for. But they're not a sport bike. They're not an inline 4-cylinder. You wind it on and it's all torque. It obviously got 125 brake horsepower, so it's capable. And if I just pull up here right sharp and do a little bit of an acceleration, I'm not going to wind its neck off. I might wind its neck off, but it's not a sport bike. However, you'll see shortly that it is actually capable bike. So we're obviously at a standstill. Bit of anti-wheelie coming in, and that's 80 100. So sorry about wind noise if you got a lot of it then. So it's a capable bike. It covers the ground, it accelerates off. Electronics actually helped me keep front end down then because it started to lift, but no drama. I didn't shut off. I don't know if you noticed, I didn't shut off, but front end started lifting up and I didn't shut off. If there's a yellow light on dash, you might see that flashing, and that is the traction control kicking in. So because of its vast torque, it does kind of tend to want a light back end up. But you've got your different modes, as I've discussed in previous one, and I've had a lot better play with them. And I'll be completely frank with you, rain mode is a godsend. It saves my bacon on several times. The bike's very, very usable with it in the rain mode because you can just give it beans. Where are you going? Fucking fire. Yeah, here I am getting carried away once again. So as I was saying before, I distracted myself. It's got the modes. Rain mode's a brilliant mode. It deadens off the throttle, so it's just nice. You know what I mean? It's very, very usable, very rider friendly. To switch modes is very easy. You've got your mode button on your dashboard there, and you press that and it changes on the dashboard to what mode it is. So rain to road, pull your clutch in, and then it goes into road mode. Road mode makes the throttle a lot more road mode makes the throttle a lot more responsive, makes it feel like probably the bike you've got rid of to come onto an adventure tourer, or a twin cylinder adventure tourer, more to say, because they're the vast differences here. 2 cylinders. You come down from a inline 4, very revvy, very snappy, and nice. I love me inline 4s, I really do. And you come off one of them, especially if you go on a test ride onto one of these bikes, and you probably won't like it. It'll be that foreign to you, it'll feel wrong. You'll think, will I get used to this? Do I like it? Oh, it's lumpy. It don't sound the same. It doesn't rev. And by saying it doesn't rev the same. You don't have quite the same power band as you do on an inline 4. That said, this will rev straight round to 10,000 RPM, which is the red line. The new engine designs freed up the engine potential so much. It sounds nicer. It's not as lumpy as the old version, and it revs for England. Revs for England, which is all well and good if you're not from England, because that won't mean anything to you. Does rev for England mean anything anyway? Knob. Yes, so I've done a lot of miles on it. I've done a lot of touring on it. I've done a lot of traffic use on it, and it's perfect. Perfect for me, because every rider's different, and everybody knows that. People do different things on different bikes. But it's not, I mean, I'll make short work of this overtake. As you can see, it does what you need it to do. It covers the ground, it overtakes, it goes fast, you can tip it into bends, and you can do it in all comfort, relative comfort. And if you get the TE version, you've got cruise control, so you switch that on, press that forward, press that forward, green light comes on the dashboard, and you're in cruise control. When you're on a long tour, being able to relax this hand and that hand, it's just what you need. Quite often you're dropping your clutch hand down onto the floor and waving it around, but you can do that with both hands, and because you're not losing acceleration, you're safe. Your bike's not weaving around because it's slowing down. It's actually still under acceleration, and it works a treat. Absolutely does. Yeah, a bike with cruise control, brilliant. Or this bike with cruise control, brilliant. Fuel consumption, I'm getting, riding it how I ride it, which isn't like an old man, trust me. I'm not an old man, but I don't ride all safe. As you can see from earlier footage, I do like to ride a bike and give it, and do what we all get a bike for, to live that bit, to get that adrenaline pumping and excite yourself. And it's pulling back i60's MPG, mile per gallon. Around Scotland, for example, I was doing 61 MPG, and that was with a mix and match of everything, including off-road, where you're obviously in first and second gears quite a lot. And it's great. It is a big heavy bike. It's clearly a big heavy bike, you can see by looking at them. But does that phase you when you're on it? Not at all. Not at all. It's as nimble as my CBR 600, and that is not an exaggeration. My CBR 600, saying that, my CBR 600 were over 200 kilograms. And because it was a low centre of mass bike, sometimes, to be fair, moving that around were harder than moving this around. Because you've got the big handlebars, when you set up high, you've got loads of leverage to get it round bends, or even just moving it around in the car park or in your garage makes it so much easier. But then when you get it out on road, it's a blast. It's a fun bike. Now, bad points, if I had to say there were any. Go and get over, lad. Bad points. The bad points is the stigma more than anything. People see you on, or people hear you've got a GS, and there's a lot of, not hatred or malice, but people just put people into boxes, don't they? You've got one of them, you're this type of rider, you've got one of them, you're that old. I'm not relatively old, I'm not relatively young. I ride like a lunatic. I enjoy my speed, I enjoy exhilaration, and I love the bike. It ticks all the boxes, it genuinely does, and it does it with relative safety. Would I recommend one of these to a friend? Yes, and my friend recommended one to me. As you can see, I don't know if anybody notices, but on the TE version you've got this flap. You can buy one of these from from your normal bidding sites, for a few quid. Get a USB adapter and charge your phones and things on the fly. Just slip the flap up, it's a DIN socket, a DIN, and shove that in, happy days, and you've got a charger. 2-point charger, so you can have your tank bag on, or you can have wires to it, or if you've got your sat nav. I did have the BMW sat nav attachment here, but I wasn't going to pay the money for the BMW sat nav, so I took it off to stop obscuring the view, and you've got the nice comfortable bar there to put your own stuff on. Down here you've got your modes, and like I say, you press your mode button, you've got road at bottom now, that's what it's in. Press it again, you've got dynamic, so you pull your clutch in and it changes it to dynamic. Change it then to enduro, pull your clutch in and you're in enduro mode. Set it to rain mode, clutch in, and then you're in rain mode. All very, very straightforward. You've got quite a lot of other things going off on here which I'll not go through, but over this side you've got your ABS where you can turn it on and off. You've got your suspension button, so you can have it on soft, normal or hard. I'm not bothered playing with ABS, but it's just a click of that to turn your ABS off. So I'll turn it back in. I want it in normal, to be fair. It works, it really does work. It's got active suspension as well, so it changes on the fly. So as your bike goes over rough stuff, its suspension changes instantly to absorb the bumps, and you don't even feel that as you're riding. Heated grips, 2-stage, and you've got a little diagram there that tells you, so that's off, that's 2-stage, 1-stage off. You've got speeding digital up there as well, and I always have it on range so I can see what mileage I got left in tank. And then you've got your normal odometers. Down here you've got your fog lights on, off, turn them off now, headlamps is on, press that and that's your daytime running light, your digital LED running light. I always have my fog lamps on, and that's mainly for visibility. On here you've got a twist, and that twists your screen up. Seems a bit silly when people say it's left-handed, but when you're riding down the road, that's an ideal thing. So the screen's up high for motorway usage, you come off, couple of twists down, and the screen drops down, and then you're back into normal road use. So it is what it is. It is a good bike, and I'm raving about it, and I know I'm raving about it, and I can't help myself. And we'll have a quick walk around while I'm leaving it running. Again, that's the front of the bike with the spots on and the fogs and the not main beam, headlamp, daytime running light and fogs. And if I switch them off one at a time, now I'm just in daytime running light mode, which that gets really bright now when it turns everything else off. And press it again and turn my fogs off, and then you just got normal headlamp with daytime running with no fog lamps, because fog lamps are on a separate switch here. Press that, Fog lamp light lights up on your dashboard, and fog lamps are on the bike. Thank you very much.